Most people think hackers only attack public Wi-Fi. But right now, your home router has a backdoor that most households leave wide open. The evening hums with the quiet energy of a family at home. you know. In the living room, bathed in the soft glow of a television, children are engrossed in a streaming movie. Their parents sit nearby, laptops open, catching up on work emails and planning the week ahead. A smart speaker on the mantle silently awaits a command, its colorful lights dormant for now. Everything feels safe. Everything feels normal. This is the modern sanctuary, a space defined not just by walls and a roof, but by a seamless connection to the digital world. The family trusts this connection implicitly, assuming its integrity without a second thought. But in a quiet corner, perhaps tucked behind a bookshelf or perched on a desk, a small plastic box blinks with a steady, rhythmic pulse. This is the router. It is the unsung hero of the connected home, the central nervous system for every device. Its blinking lights are the digital heartbeat of the household, tirelessly managing the flow of data. It sends the movie to the television. It sends the emails to the laptops. It sends the music to the speaker. It is the gatekeeper, the traffic cop, and the translator for the entire network. The truth is stark and simple. Many routers have a digital backdoor, and far too many families have left it wide open. Every single router that leaves a factory is programmed with a starting point. It ships with a default username and a default password. These credentials are required to access its administrative panel, the control center, where all its settings are managed. For the sake of simplicity during setup, manufacturers have historically used incredibly simple, universal logins. Admin for the username, password for the password, or even just admin for both, are shockingly common. The intention was to make it easy to get the device running quickly. The problem is one of human nature. We seek the path of least resistance. Once the Wi-Fi is working, the router is forgotten. Changing that default password is put off for another day, a day that often never comes. A staggering number of routers are still using factory default credentials. One recent analysis found millions of internet-connected devices were easily accessible using just a handful of common default passwords. This is not a hidden secret. It is a well-known vulnerability that criminals actively exploit. Think of it like moving into a new house where the builder left a key under the doormat, labeled key. You would throw it away and change the locks. Leaving the default password on your router is the digital equivalent of leaving that key under the mat for years. Automated hacking tools, known as bots, constantly scan the internet, trying these default logins on millions of devices every minute. They are not targeting you specifically. They are simply rattling every digital doorknob on the block, looking for the one that is unlocked. When they find one, they are in. Once a hacker gains access to your router's administrative panel using a default password, they have total control. They become the gatekeeper. They can view every device on your network, change your Wi-Fi password to lock you out, or, more sinisterly, install malicious software directly onto the router itself. This malware can then operate silently, redirecting your internet traffic, capturing your sensitive data, and using your connection for criminal activities. The router continues to blink, the internet continues to work, and you remain completely unaware that a stranger is now running your network. This is not a story to cause fear, but a guide to empower you to lock that door for good. This small blinking box holds the keys to your digital kingdom. In the endless quest for user-friendliness, a feature called Wi-Fi Protected Setup, or WPS, was created. Its purpose was noble: to eliminate the hassle of typing in long, complicated Wi-Fi passwords. Instead of fumbling, you press a button on the router and a button on your device, like a printer or a smart speaker, and they connect. Some versions of WPS use a short, 8-digit PIN instead of a button press, but this convenience comes at a steep price. That 8-digit PIN, designed for ease, became a glaring security flaw. The way WPS validates the PIN is deeply flawed. It checks the PIN in two separate halves. Instead of 100 million possibilities, an attacker only needs to guess a 4-digit number, 10,000, then a 3-digit number, 1,000, since the last digit is a checksum. This means a determined attacker can brute force the WPS pin in hours, sometimes minutes. They do not need to be a sophisticated mastermind. They just need a laptop with the right software, and to be within range of your Wi-Fi signal. Once they crack the pin, the router hands over the keys to the kingdom, your main Wi-Fi password. The very feature designed to make your life easier has provided a shortcut for criminals. Convenience can create dangerous vulnerabilities. Any security expert will give you the same advice. Unless you have an absolute, unavoidable need for it, you must disable WPS. Turning this off closes a massive, well-known security hole. It might mean you type your password the old-fashioned way, but that small inconvenience is critical to a secure home network. To understand one of the most insidious router attacks, you must first understand the Internet's phone book. This phone book is called the Domain Name System, or DNS. When you type a website address like mybank.com, your computer asks a DNS server to translate that name into an IP address. Your browser uses that IP to connect to the correct server. This happens instantly and invisibly. Now imagine a criminal has gained control of your router. They can change one setting, the DNS server your router uses. Instead of your ISP's legitimate DNS, the hacker forces a malicious DNS under their control. From your perspective, nothing appears different. You still type mybank.com. Your router still asks the DNS server. But this time, the attacker returns a different IP. You are sent to a fraudulent website. Left is the real bank. Right is the fake. The fake can be a perfect replica, down to logo and pixels. The web address might even look correct. You click login and hand credentials to the thief. This is DNS hijacking. It exploits your trust in everyday sites. It can target more than banking, email, social media accounts, online stores. The attacker can harvest wide-ranging personal info without you realizing. Antivirus may not detect this because it's happening on the router at the network level. That's why securing your router is critical. A compromised router can poison the internet for every device in your home. Section 5. The Fortress Blueprint, your 5 foundational fixes. The picture I have painted is grim, but it is not hopeless. You do not need to be a cybersecurity expert. Securing your router is not a complex, arcane art. It is a series of simple, actionable steps. By systematically addressing the most common weaknesses, you can build a formidable defense that will deter all but the most dedicated attackers. These 5 fixes are the foundation of a secure home network. They are easy to implement, cost you nothing but a little time, and make a world of difference. We will walk through them one by one, ensuring you understand not just what to do, but why you are doing it. First, change the router's default administrative password. Second, disable the vulnerable WPS feature. Third, update your router's firmware. Fourth, use the strongest available Wi-Fi encryption, preferably WPA3. Fifth, regularly check the list of devices connected to your network. These steps transform your router from an easy target into a hardened fortress. Each closes a specific door attackers commonly use. Changing defaults blocks automated attacks. Disabling WPS removes the brute force shortcut. Firmware updates patch cracks. WPA3 shields your traffic. Device checks patrol the grounds. Take a deep breath. We are going to tackle this together, step by step. This single action will immediately elevate your security posture. Section 6. Step 1. Changing the guard at the gate. The single most important step you can take is to change your router's default administrative password. Open any web browser on a computer or phone connected to your Wi-Fi. In the address bar, type your router's IP address. The most common is 192.168.1.1, or try 192.168.0.1. If neither works, check the default gateway in your network settings or the sticker on the bottom of the router. Once you arrive, you'll be prompted for a username and password. If you've never changed it, use the default. Try the username admin. Try the password password. Other common defaults include admin for both or a blank password. If unsure, search your model plus default password online. Entering these credentials grants access. Navigate the settings and look for Administration, System, Tools, or Security. Find the option to change the administrator password. Enter the old default, then create and confirm a new password. Do not use your name, street, or password 123. A strong password is a long passphrase. For example, correct horse battery staple or blue giraffe singing loudly. Length is the most critical factor. Write it down and store it safely. Do not keep it in a plain text file. After saving, the router will log you out. Your first, most crucial line of defense is now in place. With the main gate secured, eliminate a known weakness, Wi-Fi Protected Setup, or WPS. Log back in with your new password and find Wireless, Wi-Fi, or WLAN settings. Open Wireless Security or Advanced Wireless. Find WPS. If it's enabled, switch it to disabled. Click Save and Apply. You've closed a common router backdoor. Next, update the router firmware, the embedded software controlling the router. Manufacturers discover flaws and release patches. Updates fix vulnerabilities. Find firmware update, system update, or router upgrade, often under administration or advanced. Click Check for new firmware. If an update is found, download and install. Wait while the router restarts. Do not unplug it. Enable auto update if available. Auto updates keep your router patched automatically. Outdated firmware is like a house with holes in the walls. Patching them is essential to resilience. Now that admin access is locked down and firmware is up to date, secure the Wi-Fi signal itself with encryption. In wireless security, choose the strongest mode your devices support. WEP is completely insecure. Never use it. WPA is outdated. Your baseline should be WPA2 with AES, WPA2 PSK, AES. The new gold standard is WPA3. Select it if your router and main devices support it. After selecting the mode, set a strong, unique Wi-Fi passphrase. This is separate from your admin password. Become the watchful eye. Your router lists connected devices, attached devices, connected devices, or DHCP client list. Review it periodically. You should recognize phones, laptops, your smart TV, and game console. If you see an unknown device, it's a red flag. Change your Wi-Fi password immediately. Changing the Wi-Fi password disconnects all devices, including the unknown one. Reconnect your trusted devices. Some routers let you block a device by MAC address. Regular review turns you from a passive user into an active administrator, ensuring only trusted devices are inside your digital home. Once you have mastered the 5 foundational fixes, you can add further layers to make your network even more resilient. One of the most effective is to use a secure DNS provider. A strong admin password helps prevent DNS changes, but secure DNS adds another layer and can block malicious sites. Cloudflare 1.1.1.1, Quad 9, 9.9.9.9. Both are free and can improve privacy and security. Another powerful tool is a guest network. Different network name and password, isolated from your main devices. Give visitors internet access without exposing your computers, file shares, or smart home devices. If a guest device is infected, that malware is trapped and cannot spread. Compartmentalize risk. Check for remote administration, remote management, or WAN access. For most users, this is unnecessary and dangerous. Disable it to reduce your attack surface. Consider hardware lifecycle. Routers older than 5 or 6 years may stop receiving security updates. An unsupported router is a ticking time bomb. Research reputable brands and models with long-term firmware support. Some newer routers include security suites that block threats and send alerts. Investing in modern supported hardware is key to long-term security. We have walked through the threats and the solutions, changing passwords, updating firmware. It can seem like a lot, but these actions are about empowerment, transforming anxiety into a fortress of security. Do not panic. You do not need to be a technology guru to accomplish this. It is clear, logical, and within your reach. Taking these actions makes you a difficult target. Attackers look for the easiest target. They will rattle your locked door and move on. Once a month, take 5 minutes to log into your router. Check for a firmware update. Glance at the list of connected devices. That's it. Use the guest network for friends. Don't share the main Wi-Fi password carelessly. Security is a team effort. Small, consistent habits defeat big, sudden problems. If you suspect your router is compromised, internet behaving strangely, admin password no longer works, act decisively. Unplug the router from the internet. Perform a factory reset to wipe it clean. Set it up from scratch using secure principles, and change critical online passwords immediately. It's an inconvenience, far better than the fallout from stolen bank credentials or identity theft. Your home Wi-Fi is the last line of defense. It stands between your family's private data and a world of threats. Your work, your finances, your conversations, your memories. Do not leave it weak and undefended. Treat it like your front door. Check its locks. Reinforce its frame. Be the guardian of your network. Take these simple steps today. Ensure your connected home is a safe home. Your digital life depends on it.